Wednesdays are for people's elbows, super kicks, and springboard cutters. You know what that means. It's the Drop the Mic Wrestling Podcast hosted by Michael Davis on Boom Broadcasting, and it's time to pick up that mic. It's great to be back with you guys for the Drop the Mic Wrestling Podcast. Yes, I'm wearing an AEW shirt. We're going to talk about both companies today, but AEW, happy 5-year anniversary. I could probably do a whole episode on the 5 years of AEW. Could do a whole documentary series. Speaking of, I still need to watch that Vince documentary. But I did want to use this episode, pretty quick one, just talk about Bad Blood this weekend, to talk about AEW's 5-year anniversary. And I want to start out with, the graphics are back, guys. The graphics are back. We got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Now, this is a whirlwind. I cannot believe we are here. Now, the reason I say that, the last time Roman Reigns was in the ring was he was defending his 1,316-day reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion against the man he teams with this weekend, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the guy who had to finish this story and had to do it at the expense of Roman Reigns, because Roman made it personal, like my guy from the Nightcap, mouthing off with the mic set. So when Triple H said that our minds were going to be blown by what was to come, I don't know how many bingo cards had that in a 6-month span. Roman would disappear. Cody would still be champion. Jacob Fatu would debut in WWE along with Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. And Solo Sikoa would be taken over as the tribal chief. Cosplay, let's be honest. And doing an absolutely fantastic job. Like this is cool. This is great. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I'm here for it. I'm really here for it. My mind is blown that this match would take place. Now, the question is, where's this match placed on the card? Because we have Bayley and Nia Jax. We have Dom and Rhea, Dom's in a cage. Rhea and Liv are going at it for the women's title. We have Damian Priest and Finn Balor. We have CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. There's a lot of stuff to go around. And I'll just be really honest with you guys. I don't know where this match places, but my gut says the very end. You need to end with this match. Establish Cody Rhodes. Also establish Roman Reigns. This is Roman's first match back, and it's against Solo. He's teaming with Cody. You have the dynamic of Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns there. This is the match that people need to be waiting to see. And as far as who wins, you know what? Give me Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, and Solo pins Roman. That's what I'm taking. And you may not like it. And this may main event. And this is the pick I'd start in the whole show. But for him to claim himself as the tribal chief, he's the one who needs the win. I don't think it would look good if Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu lost, because then what do you gain? We get the Roman Cody rematch, and then what have we done the last 6 months with Solo Sikoa and this new bloodline that's shown up? That's my personal opinion, but let's move on to some of the other matches in the card. Now, Roman Reigns is the only one who lost a championship at WrestleMania, but this person actually won the championship at WrestleMania. Bayley finally getting her opportunity to win the WWE Women's Championship back against Queen Nia Jax. Now, you guys know I have not been a fan of Nia Jax, not a personal favorite of mine, but she's doing a little bit better. I love the rift between her and Tiffany Stratton. It's at least entertaining. But Bayley, I think they missed the boat. I think they could have brought Bayley to Monday Night Raw to help out Damage Control, who's now babyface and who's also injured. So I think they missed the boat here, but it would look too early to take the title off Nia Jax. As much as I'll be cheering for Bayley, I think Nia Jax retains. Now, does Liv Morgan retain? And does she try to help Daddy Dom escape with him being in a shark cage 19 years in the making? Dominic Mysterio is in a cage. Now, he's obviously saying, I can't go back. I can't go back because he's referencing his time in prison as Prison Dom, and he was Dirty Dom, and now he's Liv's Daddy Dom, and Rhea doesn't necessarily like that. And you know what? Liv doesn't care. Liv has completed her revenge tour, and now Dom's not going to be able to help Rhea, who hasn't had her championship. Now, this would be the perfect fairy tale ending as Dom watches from a shark cage suspended above the ring. Maybe Rhea walks away as champion. Maybe. Such a fairy tale ending, right? But if there's a way to continue this story, which is one of the best, if not the best story on Monday Night Raw right now, especially as they're about to go to 2 hours. By the way, I really miss being on the nightcap with my guy, Mike from Mouthing Off with Mike. I really miss being on the nightcap this past Monday. The final 3-hour Raw, I'm not entirely happy about it. And we might even do 2-hour Raw nightcaps, just make sure we stay up till midnight as per usual. But I think it'd be a fairy tale ending for Rhea, but I think this rivalry still has some juice. I don't know where, I don't know how, but I trust Triple H to find a way to get Dom out of that shark cage or to get other Judgment Day members involved and have Liv retain the Women's World Championship. And that brings me to another Judgment Day match. Damian Priest, the former member / former leader / former World Heavyweight Champion, wrestling Finn Balor. Now, I told you last week on the Drop the Mic Wrestling podcast, where I did this same location, that Finn Balor helped revive his career in NXT. And this is what's helped him lead into this feud with Damian Priest. Damian ain't losing. Let's be real. Damian Priest needs the win a lot more than Finn Balor. And you can have JD McDonough be thrown in there. You can have this one. You can have that one. But Damian Priest needs to win this match. He is winning this match. And I mean, I'll be honest. This is probably the second match, but definitely has to happen before Dom and Rhea takes place. May even be the first match. Who knows? But I really, as much as this could main event, as much as it should main event, I think if you start the night with Hell in a Cell, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, I mean, that's the way to start. I mean, start off with a bang. You have Roman and Cody in the main event. You're totally fine with that. But man, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre would tear the house down. Absolutely would tear the house down. And this is the blow-off match. Kudos to have the first Hell in a Cell match between these two. And like, they weren't able to touch for so long after the Royal Rumble, and they kept this feud going. And I would rank this as one of the top 3 feuds in all of WWE. So kudos to them, and they've done it mostly on promo work. So it's tough. It's really tough because it's like, what direction do you want to go? Do you want to say, hey, CM Punk wins and he can go up against Gunther now, or do you have Drew McIntyre? And then it's like, okay, well, you're not going to turn Gunther face and you're not going to turn Drew face anytime soon. Where do you go from there on that regard? You've already done this weird beef between Drew and Jay before, so you're not going to have Drew go after that new design of the Intercontinental Championship. That's what it should have looked like, by the way, this entire time. And I'm so glad they finally did it. But I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm split on this one. But I really don't think you can have Drew McIntyre lose. You could, but I gotta go Drew. Not perhaps in storyline purposes. It's like, okay, blow off match, Hell in a Cell. You want your baby face to win and go over, but Drew, he's the guy who has legs on his career. You don't know the durability of CM Punk. So I would go ahead and say that Drew McIntyre wins this match. Now I'm going to switch gears here to AEW. Happy 5 years to All Elite Wrestling, and it is in Pittsburgh. And Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is wrestling Serena Deeb. I'm just going to go ahead and say Dr. Britt Baker wins this one, but kudos, because these are two people who were very vital to AEW to begin with. Serena Deeb, all the knowledge she has, never was really big on the in-ring purposes there, but absolutely great wealth of knowledge. And then Britt Baker, while she's dealt with injury, she was really the women's division when this company started. And now they have Serena Deeb, they have Mercedes Moné, and this one and that one, and Camille, and this one and that one, and Toni Storm, and this one and that one, and Mariah May, and this one and that one, and Saraya, and this one and that one, Willow Nightingale, this one and that one. Like, Britt Baker is basically the pioneer. She is the pillar. I know she is the whole foundation of the AEW women's division. And so it's only fair, 5-year anniversary. She gets to host it in her hometown, Pittsburgh. She gets to wrestle on the show against Serena Deeb, and Britt Baker comes away victorious. Another match we got, Juice Robinson versus Hangman Page. Now, Juice hasn't been a huge staple in AEW, particularly since early on, so I would have preferred another opponent, but I think this is the first time we get Juice and Hangman, obviously having Bullet Club roots. Both of them do. But Hangman Page needs to win. Like, dude, this was your company from the very first press conference. You should win this match. And after that Swerve match, like, I don't know if Swerve returns. I would want him to. I think it only is fitting that Swerve would return. And this feud between Swerve and Hangman is far from over. So this would be the perfect time. Have Juice, Hangman, maybe even start the night if there wasn't this match that I'm about to talk about next. But I got Hangman there. This needs to start the night. Let's be honest. If you want to get the crowd on their feet to begin the show, you need, am I going to stand up? Am I going to stand up? Am I going to stand up? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I need you to listen to me. This starts the night, and this is going to be the second best match of the night. Any other night, it would be the best match. This needs to start off. If you want to set a precedent for your 5-year anniversary, you give us this rematch. Will Ospreay, the guy you pried from WWE's hands in free agency. Ricochet, who left WWE to show off his full potential. This needs to happen. Ricochet, Will Ospreay is going to tear the house down. You're going to challenge everyone else to follow it up. And who do I have in this one? Well, let me sit and ponder on this. Let me sit and ponder on this real quick. Who do I have? You ain't taking this title off Will Ospreay unless you're moving him up to the world title picture. And might be a tad bit early for the world title picture. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but because of other stories progressing and moving forward. Give me Will Ospreay. But man, people are going to understand and remember what Ricochet can do. Now, I don't have one of my beautiful graphics on the bottom because I don't understand this graphic that AEW put up. It is Bryan Danielson, Kazuchika Okada, AEW World Title versus the AEW Continental Title, but they're maintaining Continental rules at least for the first 20 minutes. So that was a loophole because you're not going to have Bryan Danielson hold both titles. You're not going to have Kazuchika Okada in Danielson's career on an AEW Dynamite episode on a weekly Wednesday event. You're not going to do that right before Wrestle Dream. So it's pretty clear, it's pretty obvious. Bryan Danielson wins this one, and it's going to last longer than 20 minutes, probably 30. You're going to probably give this match 30. And you know what? I'm not entirely mad about it because we do get Danielson Okada in AEW before Danielson retires. But why even put the Continental title on the line? Like, that just tells me exactly how this ends because it's going to be Bryan Danielson winning a 21 plus minute match in the main event, which again, with Danielson and Okada, I'm not mad about. I'm really not. I'm really not, but just don't give me the result before it actually happens. But I think both of these are going to be absolutely incredible. Not only Bad Blood this weekend, but AEW Dynamite 5-year anniversary tonight. Are you going to be watching? I'll be watching. Can't wait to break it down a little later. We might talk a little bit more wrestling on Our Pocket this week. We might recap what happens at Bad Blood on next week's Drop the Mic episode. But do want to keep you guys updated. Boom Broadcasting, a lot of our content creators, including myself, were impacted by Hurricane Helene. So, unfortunately, our schedule is very subject to change this week. So we'll keep you updated on our social media the best we can. Again, impacted by the hurricane. So, but again, you guys were safe. I mentioned this on Our Pocket yesterday that Wild, where I work, Massey Co-working, they're one of the businesses in my facility. They're getting supplies ready and getting and going to go help people. So if you guys are in the Wilkes County area and feel led to help, you guys can drop off donations here, and they're making sure it goes to the right person. I know it's a little weird when, people are like, oh, helping this relief fund. And you're like, oh, do I really send $20 to this person? No, that is exactly the opposite of what Wild is doing and what Luke is doing. So I'm also not getting paid to do this little sponsor, but I see the heart in it, and I'm absolutely overwhelmed by the generosity and the joy, not only by Wild, but also by the community who has dropped off stuff the last couple of days and really, really, really want to help. So thank you to Wild. Thank you guys for watching the Drop the Mic Wrestling podcast. Go find another video from one of our content creators who was able to bring you content this week and go support them as well. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time. But whatever you do, don't drop the mic.